Hi, so my name is Therese Laxon, and I'm from The Beat. I loved getting to see you in this film. I've actually been following your career for quite a long time, so I was excited to see you take on this role. Um, so, how did you prepare for a position like the Taskmaster? You know, the version of this character is very different from the one in the comics. What was the creation process like for you?
Well, I think in this version, the character, we get to see more of the humane side of the character and get more into the depth of it, and what's at the core of it, what's underneath the mask, the costume. We get to see the maybe a bit of a vulnerable part. It's a glimpse of that vulnerability. We don't have time to see more, but there is that glimpse says a lot, I think, and it was great that we're able to see that. I think that's what makes the character much more interesting than just this, cold-blooded killing machine. Because there's always something underneath there. There's always a reason why someone would become that. And in her case, it's not even her choice. She's stripped of freedom and manipulated, and carrying a lot of trauma inside, and so it's this damaged character that is suffering. And I think it's important. It makes the character much more interesting.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And what was it like for the physical demands of this role? You know, obviously the character is able to take on. She's able to fight so many different fighting styles. What kind of training and preparation did you have to do?
Well, I always have to try and keep myself in shape, and obviously, I do training quite often because I do lots of action films. And but with this character, well, I learned particular things or choreography for scenes, but of course, a lot of very difficult things that Taskmaster does had to be done by stunt people. So I was stopped, of course, for those insane flying and jumping and flipping over, which I'd love to be able to do by myself, but I don't know how to do it yet. So yeah, it's a good, it's a team. It's a team, and we all work together. And I'm grateful to them because those people have amazing skills, and they made my character look even cooler. So yeah,
That's amazing. I also was curious. So your role as Taskmaster was actually kept secret for pretty much all of the promotion. Did you ever slip up? Who knew about your role? And yeah, let me know about that.
nope, I do not. No, I am very good at keeping secrets. um, Even my mother didn't know. My mom found out 3 days ago. Yeah, and even she said a year ago, because the movie was supposed to come out a year ago, she said, "Oh, I saw this great trailer. There's this cool movie coming out." I said, "Really? Yeah, which one?" She said, "Black Widow." I said, "Oh, really?" She's like, yeah, we have to go see. I said, "Okay, sure, let's go together. I'll take." She's like, "Will you take me to the movies?" I said, "I'll take you to the movies." I just didn't say anything, And I thought, well, that'll be a surprise. I know, it's funny. So yeah, no one knew. Yeah, it's cool that we can finally talk about it, and it's out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's amazing. You should play poker. I mean, like the poker face.
I don't even know. You'd be surprised. I have no idea how to play poker. It's not one of those things that I've ever done. Still a lot to learn. Right?
Well, it's in your future. You've got a great bluff face. So I was wondering, there's been quite a reaction to your character reveal. I personally can't wait to see more of your version of Taskmaster. I really, I feel like we've just scratched the surface with her story. What are your hopes for the character in the future?
Well, if the character was to come back, I mean, the thing is, there's so many possibilities with it. So many directions the character can go to, and I would hope that we get to explore more of the the backstory, more of the core of the character, of the, you know, psychological side of it, her aspirations, her fears, her doubts, you know, her dreams. Because underneath all that, she probably has those, but she was never allowed to even dream about them. And it's this duality of the character, you know, that's interesting to explore further and further. And the, you know, the battle between the evil and the good. That would be it'd be nice to see which way it can go. And the thing is, there's always danger that the character can get captured and manipulated, because surely she's so skilled. She's got her skills are far too good to be lost as far as the bad guys are concerned. So I imagine she would always be pursued. You know, if she was decided to step away from it, she would always be in danger, because, you know, if I was the bad guy, I would want to capture her and get her to work for me again. So there's always this kind of, you know, it's interesting. It's cool.
For sure. She's a very powerful character. Is there any particular Marvel hero that you would like to work with? Do you have anyone in mind?
I mean, again, yeah, like I said, like lots of them, like maybe Thor, Iron Man.
I would love to work with Thor too. That would be great.
So yeah.
And I was wondering, how was it like wearing the costume? Like, was it it didn't look very comfortable because it looked very restrictive, and the helmet too.
Yeah, it was actually it's not that it's uncomfortable, because it was made for me as well, and like set well, but it was heavy. It took a long time to get into, because it consists of many layers. And many people had to dress me at the same time, and so it was heavy and felt very hot. It's very hot inside, because just obviously your body can't breathe. So that doesn't make it, when something is so heavy, it doesn't make it easy to move, of course. So it makes it even more, it adds difficulty. It's definitely much easier to move in
regular clothes. Yeah,
in a bathing suit. Yeah, definitely. With all those layers, it's quite a weight. So she's tough. She's tough. It was a little.
I was wondering, which was your favorite scene to film? You know, there's a lot of great moments. Did you have like a significant one that stood out?
It's an interesting question. Do you know? Well, obviously those scenes of revelation and facing. I mean, the scene with the bad guy, who's my family member. That scene is interesting, because it's there's a lot of pain there, and obviously, but I think probably mostly a further scene when the spell goes off, and my character comes head to head with the Black Widow and with Natasha, and that moment of recognition, and also realization that he's gone, that the person that I probably feared the most, but also loved the most in a weird way, is gone. And it's a huge contradiction, and it's a storm, I think, in inside her, because it's bittersweet. You want to get rid of it, but yet it's probably the biggest loss that she can endure as well. It's an interesting one.
There's definitely complexity to that scene, especially you can see it, especially in your face, you know, the realization and everything that comes forward is there's a lot to be said without having to say a lot as far as like words are concerned. But I really
without words in that moment, because it's sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And I think it was good that it was everything the eye.
Definitely. So I just want to thank you for speaking with me. I loved your role. I can't wait to see more of you in the future, maybe with, some of the Avengers, seeing you come back. That would be amazing. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with me.
Thank you very much.